everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for joining me today for a combined care package and video response episode. This one is going out to my good buddy Ken over at Ken's Cardboard here on YouTube. Very early supporter of my channel, and I've known Ken for a couple of years now or longer. We've sent each other cards on numerous occasions, and he's got a fantastic channel. We share a lot of interest, not just baseball cards, of course, but non-sport cards, particularly Star Wars. And Ken is also a hockey card collector as well. He's got a great channel. He's right around the cusp of 1,000 subs. And I want to get this last minute video in for a VR that he is doing. But before we get to that, I have this handful of cards, coincidentally, that Ken sent me just within the last week or two here. So I figured let's combine these on the video. Have a nice note, Shane. I hope you're doing well, my friend. I picked up a bunch of Star Wars cards, Boba Fett. Ken is a Boba Fett collector extraordinaire. I've sent him a couple of Boba cards a couple of weeks ago at a show. He bought these, or bought some Boba Fett cards and found some Vader cards I thought you might like as well. Enjoy, Ken from Ken's Cardboard. So let's see what Ken included here. I was not expecting this. These just arrived out of the blue in what is the latest example of awesome generosity here in our community. And we're going to start with some of these refractors from Star Wars Galaxy Chrome. And look at this. I've actually shown this exact card before. I received this, I believe, from my friend Dan at Old Sarge Collects. Look at the intricacy of what's going on kind of within Vader's cape here. You have his TIE fighter chasing an X-Wing in outer space, and then that kind of morphs into Vader as you move up the image. Love this set. These are different artistic interpretations of Star Wars moments in art and in refractor form. So really cool. And looks like we have a couple others to accompany that one. Here's another Vader refractor out of Galaxy Chrome. This is my favorite of those three. Love this. Looks like a background shot here, maybe on like the forest moon of Endor. My Star Wars nerdiness is really coming through here. And then I don't recognize, looks like there's a couple of older cards here. Check out the artwork on this one. Really cool. I love the lightsaber there and kind of the matching floor. Really great image. And these are all going to go right into my Star Wars and non-sport Z Folio. And all right, this is cool. I've never seen this before. Check this out. Anakin Skywalker. And then as you tilt the card, becomes Darth Vader. Oh man, the lighting in here is not really cooperating, but this is kind of similar to like a Sport Flicks baseball card back in the day. Let me take this out of the case, like from the 80s, but it's alternating back and forth between Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker. How cool is that? Never knew this card existed, but this is beyond cool, Ken. Love it. And then we have one more. This looks like some kind of a foil card here. Look at the shine on this. Tons of like etching through here. Foil etching of some sort. Just really, really awesome. So that is cool. It's definitely not necessary, Ken, but I really appreciate these. I'll definitely reach out to you, obviously, via text here as well to convey my thanks. But a really great set of cards to strengthen the Star Wars and non-sport Z Folio. And now let's get into Ken's kind of low-key video response. I've seen a few friends of mine do these as well. And Ken wants a couple of things. He wants to see a rainbow of a modern card that you're collecting different versions of, or I guess it could even be vintage if you really got creative. And he also wants 2 shout outs to channels that you enjoy that have 400 or fewer subs. So let's start with those. And I picked out 2 that are good hobby buddies of mine. But that's not why I chose them for the VR. I chose them because I truly think that both of these channels are like can't miss content. One of my big regrets in the hobby is there's not enough hours in the day to watch everybody's videos that I would love to see. I try to do my best to spread it around and catch a little bit of everybody. But in the case of these 2 gentlemen, they are both on my short list where I try not to miss a single video because they both produce what is some of my favorite content here on the platform. And we're going to start with Mookie Chilson, who I've shouted out before. Amazing channel. I love his outlook on the hobby. He genuinely has just so much fun participating in the hobby and in this community. Very unique outlook as a Mets fan. He loves pinhole cards, but he gets into all kinds of other interesting subject matter as well. Anytime I see my YouTube light up with a new episode notification from Mookie Chilson, I am delighted and try to get over there to check it out ASAP. So highly recommend. I'm going to leave links to Ken's channel as well as both of these shoutouts in the link below, and cannot recommend enough. I know time is valuable, but if you are looking for some more content to consume and you enjoy what you see here on this channel, I'm confident that you'll like both Mookie Chilson and my buddy Josh over at Peeps here on YouTube. Just awesome individual. I've had the pleasure of meeting up with Josh a few times in person. We talk pretty much on a daily basis at this point, and I consider him a good friend even outside of the hobby. I just consider him just a good friend, period, at this point. But again, that's not the reason I've selected his channel for this VR. I've selected his channel because his videos are fire. He has just an amazing style of collecting that resonates very, very much with me. I am a more informed and better collector because of my friendship with Josh than I would be otherwise. And every video that he shows, I see something that I end up coveting or wanting to go check out because I really, really dig his eye when it comes to both vintage and modern cards. Gets into a few different sports, primarily baseball like myself, but also hockey, soccer, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So two fantastic channels. Cannot recommend those guys enough. And then let's close out the VR with the prompt here, which was looking at a rainbow of a modern card or a rainbow of a card. And I chose one from last year's Topps release. I went very, very recent with this, and it's a card. I've shown some of these on the channel before, but I don't know that I've gathered them all up into one video like this. From the 2023 Topps baseball release, it is the AL Home Run Leaders card for the 2022 AL Home Run Race. And obviously this is a significant card for the same reason that the 62 AL Home Run Leaders is. This is the year that Aaron Judge broke the 61-year-old record of 61 home runs set by Roger Maris in 1961, and broke that by hitting 62 in 2022. And I have a couple of hobby friends who are also kind of collecting that moment or that feat, namely Adam over at Vintage Sanctuary and my friend Dylan, who you all know from Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. They're taking the angle of going after a bunch of the 2022 Aaron Judge variations, which I enjoy as well, and I actually traded with Adam to obtain this buyback. I have a few of those, but I've gone in a different direction as well, and I've looked into this Home Run Leaders card from the following year because it documents that historic feat right on the back. 62 home runs in 2022. And again, I feel like this is the modern version of the card that you see in the background there. So I love it. This is just the base version, and a rare occurrence here. I do actually own the base card, but I have a few other versions as well. I'm never going to be a completist on this. There are just so many versions out there nowadays. That's not my goal. I'm just enjoying what I can accumulate that comes at me that I stumble across at a reasonable price. I will never have them all, but I do have this pair of Topps Gold, very classic parallel that is always numbered to the year of release. So these are serial numbered on the back to 2023. The upper right, a little bit tough to make out, but there you go. These go back all the way to the early 2000s. Very, very long running and classic parallel, and very affordable as well, with, a couple thousand copies in existence. So this is one, when I decide to kind of go in on a card like I've done here, this is an easy piece of low-hanging fruit that's kind of a no-brainer. Topps Gold is very classic in that sense. And then some newer parallels that haven't been around as long. And I'm going to take these out of their protective casing here so we get a little better look. This here is the gold rainbow foil. Now, Topps has been doing rainbow foil parallels going back to, I think, 2015 in the flagship set. But this gold rainbow is a newer parallel, I think just over the last couple of years. So these are, again, all going to be versions of the same card here. That's the idea behind this VR. This is not a numbered card. You can obtain it very, very cheap. And even graded like this in a 9.5, I think this cost me maybe around 20 bucks. And so just happy to scoop that one up to increase the count here by one. And then next up, we have a series of these foil board parallels that Topps started doing, I think in 2021, and they're running now for like the 4th straight year. Sometimes the colors change up a little bit, but it's the same general feel. And there are a few different iterations of them, all serial numbered, but we're going to start with the green foil board here, which is numbered, as you can see on the flip, thanks to SGC, to 499. This is probably my least favorite of these foil board parallels because the green is not really much of a color match for any of the 3 subjects on here. But, you know, just another one crossed off the list there. Again, I went a little bit deep on these. I think I have about a dozen copies of this card. Next up, going from least rare to most rare, we have the orange foil board. This is numbered to 299. And this one is a color match for Yordan Alvarez, who was the 3rd place, the bronze medalist for home runs in the AL in 2022. So at least a partial color match there, and 100 fewer copies of this than the green that we looked at a moment ago. And then closing out the foil board trifecta, so to speak, we have the red foil board. And this is my favorite of the 3 for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's numbered to 199, so there are less copies of this than either of the other 2. And number 2, red is kind of a good color match for both the Yankees and the Angels. You can see plenty of red in those 2 logos here and in Mike Trout's uniform. And of course, I'm a big Mike Trout collector as well. So the thing is, other than the home run race and him setting that record, I'm not a big Aaron Judge collector. I just really hyper-focus on cards of his that are representative of that feat in my collection. But Mike Trout, on the other hand, I go much deeper on Mike Trout. So I kind of view these, you know, secondarily as extra Mike Trout cards for that PC as well. The primary reason I have them is, you know, the Aaron Judge home run record, but having Mike Trout on there in 2nd place, having swatted 40 home runs of his own is not too bad either. It's a nice consolation prize. I had a 2nd copy of this actually, and I sent it over to Adam at Vintage Sanctuary in my ongoing attempt to corrupt him into enjoying modern cards. And I'm just going to take a quick pause here, and I've stated this recently, but once again, Leo is snoring behind me in his bed, so if you get any background noise that sounds like snoring, that's just Leo contributing to the episode here. Moving on through the parallels, this is a really cool, sneaky good one here. You can see in the upper right corner, we have that vintage Topps logo in foil, and that's a good way to tell or to indicate that this is a vintage stock parallel. It's exactly what it sounds like. They've been doing these for a few years now. These cards, particularly the back of these cards, have that classic kind of scratchy, non-glossy cardboard feel to them. That cards felt like, you know, more back in the 80s into the early 90s. And they're numbered out of 99. So this is copy 39 of 99 of the vintage stock parallel. This one feels really cool in hand. I don't even know if I would submit this for grading because I kind of like being able to take it out of the one touch and actually feel the difference in the card stock on the back there. There was not a Topps Chrome version of that card. Topps Chrome has a smaller checklist, and so you don't get like the league leaders cards and things like that included in Topps Chrome because of that. However, Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition, which has been around since 2016, that spans the entire base set. And I'm really proud of this card here. This actually made my list of top 100 cards shown on YouTube that I did at the end of last calendar year. And this is the Sapphire Gold numbered to 50. You can see here I have copy 32 of 50. To me, this is a home run of a card. Again, not in Topps Chrome, so you don't have Topps Chrome Gold and Gold Wave and Sonic Gold and this and that. You know, when it comes to this card, as far as I know, this is the one and only gold numbered to 50 version of this card. And it doesn't hurt that it has that great, you know, atomic or sapphire or ice background there. So that is one of my favorites, which is why it made my overall countdown. And we'll put that one up on a stand back here to catch some of the light alongside that beautiful X-Fractor buyback. And then I've got a couple more here, including a new pickup. But first, a very sneaky, tough parallel. Modern parallel collectors will know this, but Topps Black here. This is very, very difficult. These started back, I think, in 2003. So they've been around for more than 20 years now. And the serial numbering increments by 1 each year. And so in this case, we have 72 copies out there of the Topps Black Parallel, a favorite among modern parallel collectors just due to that scarcity, being numbered well under 100 and the longevity of the parallel itself. It's been around almost as long as Topps Gold, but obviously far fewer of them in existence. So these get exceedingly tough as the years roll by, and glad to have that black. And then another parallel that I've been focusing a lot on recently here on the channel and with some of my pickups as well, the Independence Day, which started in the year 2018 and has been around every year since. I hope to see it continue for quite a while. Always numbered to 76, and that's all you get, 76 copies. There's not like an Independence Day rainbow foil or a chrome Independence Day. It's the paper card in Independence Day, and there are 76 of them. That is it. So this is copy 40 of 76, in this case, SGC graded. I don't really care about getting these graded or raw. It's really just an opportunity thing with so few of these out there. As I've tried to build this rainbow, if something comes up, I don't really get lost in whether or not it's graded or what its assigned grade is, especially for a tougher card. It's more if I don't have it and it's reasonably priced, I will just go for it. And then I have 2 more. This one is a little bit of a stretch because it's a slightly different card. I mean, it's the same card, but you'll notice the images are different here. So nobody is swinging the bat. This is the alternate image variation, which is known as the Golden Mirror image variation. So they started these up in 2023. And I think this program kind of took the mantle from the former image variations that would only cover like a certain portion of the checklist or maybe superstar players. And in this year, they made them exceedingly rare beginning in 2023. And they also parallel the entire set now. They're very recognizable because the back has a large SSP done in foil here, in addition to the photograph obviously being different than all the other copies on the front. I don't know what the confirmed print count is on these or if it's even known, but I believe it's certainly less than 20 is, typically what I've heard, maybe 15 of these in existence. They're not numbered, so not really sure, but a sneaky good card there. And I count this one towards the rainbow, even though the image is a little bit different. And then I have one last card for today. I can't believe I've gone on for almost 20 minutes. I knew this might be a longer one. But one of the reasons I chose to go with this particular rainbow, in addition to the fact that I've really been on the Judge home run kick lately with a couple of my buddies, is that I made a brand new addition to this collection. So most of what we just looked at there, I picked up last year, shortly after product released when there was a lot of 2023 Topps kind of out on the market. And then I went into a lull. I didn't really add to that over the winter or anything like that, but I did pick up this card just a week or 2 ago when it surfaced and added yet another one to the run. And this is the Father's Day Blue parallel, which has also been around for quite a few years now. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe close to a decade. And these every year are numbered to just 50. So you get that nice blue, kind of powder blue border and serial numbering to 50 on the back. So just going to show you, even though this may not be, expanding this rainbow may not have been my primary hobby concern over the past off season, and I have largely, the affordable cards that I would want. I'm always kind of keeping one eye open, and there are still a few versions out there that I would like to track down if I find them at an affordable price. So maybe this rainbow will grow in the future, but for now, this is the final card for today, and I think the last version of the dozen or so that I have of this really what's to me a very important baseball card. I love records in baseball, and obviously, especially with the way the game is now, the home run is the almighty record, both the career record and the individual season record. And I just think these are cards, and this particular card is one where interest will really appreciate over time as people kind of more and more people draw the conclusion that I've drawn, which is that this is kind of the modern day version of the 62 AL home run leaders. So that's a wrap. Ken, congratulations on all the success of your channel, and thank you so much for your hobby friendship. Please, again, go check out both Peeps and Mookie Chilson at the links below, in addition to Ken. And with that, we're going to wrap it for today. Keep on enjoying the hobby, everybody. We'll be back soon. Take care.